Daisy.
Hola,
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
bien, ¿y usted?
Muy bien, excelente. ¿De dónde viene?
Aquí en Miami.
Miami. Oh, excelente, excelente, Miami. Ay, 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 ay,
Sí.
ay. Bienvenida, Daisy. Qué bien.
Ay, perdón que mi perro está ladrando.
Está bien, está bien.
Perdón que me decía, dice.
Sí, 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 sí. Estamos aquí en el principio vale, de para. María del Carmen.
Sí,
Hola, hola, ¿cómo estás?
hello. Bien,
Bien, bien, bien, qué bien.
bien, bien, bien. Deseosa de aprender y mejorar.
Sí, sí, sí. ¿Y de dónde viene María?
Tenerife, Islas Canarias.
Las Canarias.
Sí.
Mamma mía. Qué bien.
Sí.
Wow. ¿Y qué hora es?
Aquí son las 7:57
Las
de
siete
la noche.
de la noche. Ah, ok, 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 ok.
¿Ok?
Vale, vale. Yo estoy en Australia y aquí son, mira, las 4 de la mañana.
Madre mía.
Sí, madre mía, sí, yo sé.
Wow.
Qué bien, qué bien.
Wow.
Y estamos aquí ahora, entonces estamos esperando para las otras personas. So let me introduce you to Mark. He is helping and assisting with the Zoom setup and support me with the chat and the technology of the Zoom, which is really great. So you can say hi, Mark. And there is another person who is there, Yvonne, who actually has done or is a participant in a 1 year program, the Authentic Entrepreneurs. And he it's just great that he is as well on the town hall, and at some point he might share a bit about uh, his experience. Wow, Francesca Koster. Es mi esposa.
Con mucho
Sí, sí,
gusto,
sí, sí.
Luis. Doctor Luis,
Es,
con mucho gusto, por supuesto.
sí, sí, sí. Francesca, es mi esposa y entonces ella está en el campo, vale, también en Australia, pero en otro lugar. Y, hola, hola. Francesca, ¿cómo estás? Qué bien, qué bien. So, that's fantastic. So now we are still waiting uh, for people to show up. I saw on a list just this morning that we had 32 people signed up for today's town hall, and so I sent them all a message about an hour ago that we are um starting in about 1 hour or so. So we will just wait a little bit, esperamos un poco, y entonces, yeah, so 2 more, okay. That's great, that's great, that's great. So that's Jill. I think that Jill is the guest of someone. Let me see. Hello, Jill.
She's a guest of Eddie's and Madeline's
Oh, okay, okay,
and
okay.
a dear, dear friend.
Okay. Hello, Jill. Good morning from Australia. It is 4 o'clock in the morning here. I know, I know. Your sound is not on. Let me see. Mark, can you put on?
It's
Oh,
it's because I'm in the airport in Vancouver, on a layover here.
you're in Vancouver.
Yeah, on a layover headed back to Denver.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right. Okay. So you do this on the airport. Amazing, amazing. That's extraordinary. Well, thank you for being available in between flights. Uh, just make sure that you know when is your flight, and did you have your coffee yet?
Yeah, how long is this scheduled to go?
Okay,
90
okay,
minutes.
okay. So
Okay, Perfect. I think that's when my flight goes.
Okay, so when you're about to leave, then just wave goodbye and then just go because you don't want to miss your flight. Let me
And
see.
I can catch you up on anything you missed, Jill, at another time.
Yeah.
And
So we can actually share a recording with you, Mark. You could make available a recording for Jill, and then she can catch up. Let me see. Who else is here?
Lisa Pulliam is from California and a very dear friend of mine.
Oh, fantastic. Welcome, Lisa. Can you hear us? Oh, there's a
Yes.
heart. Fantastic. Can we see your face? I mean, we see your face, but you make
No.
it alive?
No, because I'm trying to balance other things and I have other things I have to do.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Okay, you just be there, be available, and then in between things that you can be part of the town hall. And I hope that you will get the value that that is available. So that's great. And then there is Lucy there, Lucy Naden. Hello, Lucy.
You're muted, Lucy.
Welcome, Lucy. Where are you located? Where are you located, Lucy?
Toronto, Canada.
Okay, Toronto. Fantastic. Okay, so there. Oops. So welcome, Lucy.
Lucy, how are you?
Thank
And
you.
who invited you, Lucy?
Thank you.
Yvonne.
Yeah,
Got it.
we met in a breakout room, some program over the weekend. Yeah.
Oh, that is fantastic. Oh, that is so amazing. It's so great how we are all connected inside of our shared interests and values, and that's so fantastic. So who's that? Katie. Welcome, Katie.
It's Kathy.
Oh, Kathy. Hello, Kathy. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. Can we see you?
No, I have a terrible sore on my face.
Oh,
And Kathy, where are you from and who invited you?
Madeline Lieberman, I'm from Colorado Springs.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh, wonderful. Yes. Your name sounded familiar, and it was indeed Madeline who said that she would introduce you. And welcome, fantastic. And so that's fantastic that you're here. And let me see who else. There is Natalie. Hello, Natalie.
From Montreal.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, good. Can we see you or
Good. I'm going to turn my camera on. I'm just having a moment, trouble turning it on. Just a moment.
Okay.
And
Fantastic.
by the way, Luis, I met Natalie about a year ago in the Create Your Destiny breakout room, and
Oh.
we've been friends ever since.
My God, Yvonne.
And I share all the best program, the best tools, the best thing I love to share with my friends. And
Oh
you're on
my
you're on
God.
the top of the list of people that share recommend to watch, especially
Oh, that's so
the
great.
video testimonial from Jack Canfield and all that, because this is
Yeah.
that really get them going.
Oh, that's so great. Wow, Yvonne, you share yourself and you have
No.
2 or 3 people here on the town hall that you invited. That is fantastic. That's so great. Amazing. So welcome, Natalie.
Thank you.
Yep.
And Mary Campbell has joined us from Georgia. She's a dear friend. She is
Hello,
my
Meryl.
partner.
Hello.
She's my partner in a grief course that we produce.
Oh, right. Oh my God. So you also are an angel.
She is.
Yes. I've said to
More than you know, than
yeah.
you can even learn in an hour and a half.
That's right. I've said to Mark, the work that you do is that of an angel. And so welcome, Mary. Fantastic. And thank you, Mark, for introducing Mary to the town hall. And fantastic. Yeah, great. Let me see. Is there someone else who...
Yeah, Lisa, I think joined from a second device, but I'm not positive that's...
Okay.
Or it might be another Lisa.
Yes, okay. let me.
That's a different Lisa.
Ah, so hi,
Oh.
Lisa's iPhone. Where are you from and who invited you?
Hello, Lisa.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas,
Okay.
and I got an email and I've been going to your website and looking at some of your books.
Oh, wonderful. I can see that you moved from California to Texas because you got the bridge of.
Oh, I just did that as the background,
Yeah.
but I'm a native Texan.
Okay. Right. So you're not part of the migration from California to Texas. Okay.
No.
That's so funny. So welcome, Lisa. Great. So you live in Texas. Beautiful, beautiful place. Where do you live in Texas?
Fort Worth.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wonderful. That's great. It's beautiful. Okay. There's another Natalie, or is that the Natalie that we were having here? Okay. Oh, okay. So now let me see. I'm sure. Oh, hello, Natalie.
Hi,
Hello, welcome. Welcome to the
Thank you.
town hall.
Thank you so much.
We were just having a chat, like we were just chatting while people were showing up, and I asked them where they were from, and so
I was invited by Yvonne.
okay, by Yvonne.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Excellent. Okay. There's Madeline. Hello, Madeline.
Not connected yet. There she is.
There she is. Okay. Okay. Whew. Fantastic. So that seems to be the dynamic that people are joining, and that I think that is very exciting. I think that we are getting to the point that I can now all welcome you to the town hall. Thank you. And thank you for the people who invited you to come here. So, yes, it is quite an extraordinary opportunity. I think this is an extraordinary conversation that we are about to have, and the fact that you're here tells me a lot about you. So first off, that you chose to be here while you could be doing so many other things, and for me, it's really an expression of your commitment to yourself, your true self, which is what this town hall is all about. And yeah, so well, it takes courage to step out of your comfort zone and step into something that is unfamiliar. And for me, that expresses a willingness to rise to the occasion for the sake of something being possible, while you may not know what it is, but you are actually yearning for. And today's town hall is to uncover what you always knew, but you simply have forgotten. And so, well, let me first start with introducing myself. So, my name is Louis Koster. I currently live in Australia. So, and where I am now is in Western Australia, in a very, very remote area. The closest big town from where I am right now is about 1,000 miles by car, and that will be traveling through the desert and all of that. I work here in an Aboriginal community as a medical doctor, so that is very remote, and so my family is in Adelaide, and in fact, my wife Francesca, she is here somewhere there she is. Hi, Francesca. She is part of, well, she is on the town hall here with us from Adelaide, which is where we live, and we have a beautiful daughter, Carmen, who is 21 years old, and she's doing great. She studies law, and she's this beautiful person. You know, it's everything that a proud father would say about his daughter. So now, I'm the author of a book, A New Life, Being Aware of Your True Being, with a foreword of Jack Canfield. I'm the creator of a program, The Authentic Entrepreneurs, which is a 5-day intensive that helps entrepreneurs have insight in their true being that sets them up for breakthrough accomplishments. Now, if you really want to challenge your spiritual beliefs, try working as a doctor in war zones. For over 10 years, I've worked for Doctors Without Borders and the International Committee of the Red Cross in areas where there was a disaster, like a human catastrophe, in area, like I worked for, like for instance, I worked in Angola during the Civil War in a mesh unit. I worked in Pakistan, close to the border with Afghanistan, with Afghan refugees, and the plane that brought me there actually got hijacked. I worked in Liberia during the Civil War, and I was actually kidnapped by Charles Taylor, and I talked myself out of it. That's what happened. And so also I worked in Guantanamo Bay, where I was working with refugees from Cuba, and I was the public health officer in between the U.S. Marines and the Cuban refugees for some time, which was an amazing experience. Now, so what I would like to do is I would like to share a few slides with you that where I share my experiences. So let me work out how this is with sharing my screen. So just bear with me here. There it is. Okay, so here is how I can share it. There you are. Now, Mark, you can see all of this?
I can.
Yeah. All right. So these are just a few pictures when I worked in Angola, where I said that I was working in a mesh unit. Oops, I go back here, and there were a lot of casualties of war, and that was quite an experience. The next here is where I worked as a doctor in Bosnia during the Civil War. I will do this a little bit quick because we've got so much to cover during our town hall here. I would love to share more about what you're seeing, but for the sake of time, we will just go through it a bit quickly. So this is in Guantanamo Bay, and you can see in the picture here where the Cuban refugees were in camps. This is a letter from the director of the Pakistani Airlines. Since that flight that got hijacked, there was a gunfight on the plane, and I gave first aid to a security guard that was wounded during the flight. So this letter is that speaks to that. So this is when I worked in Romania, and here below also is when I worked in Angola. There's a letter here from a member of Congress that says something about my work. I, at some point, received a fax from from President Mikhail Gorbachev, who invited me to be a member of a board of trustees. That was a new organization dedicated to children. So that is what this is. And here are my social media. This is the book, A New Life, Being Aware of Your True Being, with the foreword of Jack Canfield. And he wrote a very, very inspiring foreword and was very supportive of my work. So what I would like to talk about now, which is what this is all about, is that the single most important thing that is for you to consider is that is knowing your true self. I will come to that in a moment. So the most significant moment that drove me down to become an author and help people gain insight in their true being was this moment when I was in fact profoundly pissed off. Now, I know that sounds quite funny, but that is what that was there for me, that I had a sense that I had wasted my life and I had gone through experiences that were entirely unnecessary and self-sabotaging. There was a moment of revelation when I understood the inauthenticity of the mind, and I realized that I have been hoodwinked to believe all kinds of things about myself and life that in essence had no reality. This came to me when I was working as a doctor in a practice. So that is this picture. And I was about to see my next patient. Now, you need to know, or what I would like you to know about myself is that for many years, I've had a stutter. And that was quite an experience, particularly when I was a teenager, you know, when you have a stutter and you want to, well, just be yourself. And I found that I was really very limited in my self-expression, in being able to do what teenagers do, or and so forth. And it was kind of there when I went through medical school. So it was kind of all right. I was able to deal with it, but it was always there. Like what was there for me was this, that any moment that I would have a stammer and that would then, well, let's say, screw up my what I wanted to express. So there was this moment when I was working as a doctor, and the next patient that I was about to see, and I could see that on my computer screen, the first name started with an A. And for me, like in that experience, that is potentially a word where I would have difficulty with. So there was a corridor between my consultation room and the waiting room, and the corridor was maybe 12 meters long. And so while I stepped out of my room and I was about to walk to the waiting room, I had all these thoughts that, oh, gee, I might be stuttering, and what would people think of me? And oh my God, a doctor who stutters, like, oh my God, you know, doctor who stutters. So my mind went off, and it went off in this way that you could relate to when the mind goes off and speculates on the worst case scenario. It made up all kind of stuff, in particular about people's responses if I were to have a stammer the moment that I walked into the waiting room. And I thought, you know what? I thought, screw it. I'm just going to let it be. I'm going to let all these thoughts be in its totality. And I was completely, well, that was quite a courageous step. So what I did was, I did what was in essence the last thing that I would do in my life, which is to allow for the totality of what was arises in my consciousness, without any interference, without any interaction, without wishing it away or shying away from it or something like that. And it was, of course, it was not very comfortable, but well, you know, that was not going to die. I was not going to fall apart, allowing for all of these thoughts. So what was so revealing was what happened next. I walked into the waiting room, and the name of the patient just rolled out of my mouth. My speech was fluent. And I thought, oh my God, what just happened? And so this, what just happened, became the start of what I now call the awareness method, where there is the discovery that when you allow for the totality of what arises in your consciousness without any interference, that there is a point, and of course, when you've got the ability to be with what is uncomfortable, that there will be this point where you truly, truly realize that whatever was there that shaped the experience of your life was just a thought. It has no reality. And among other things, when you apply that, when actually you put it into practice, you come to realize that all of it, that what arises in your consciousness, is all of your own making. And that is a profound insight. It gets you to see that in fact there is no external world that you are responding to. What we say that we are interacting with the world, so to speak, most of the time is that we are interacting with what is arising in our consciousness. And so to keep it simple and short for the purpose of this town hall, and I will come back to it later, is that it gets you to see that actually that I am the source of what you are experiencing, and so in that moment of realization that I am the creator of all of that, and that I'm not what the thinking tells me that I am, what then what arises naturally, what comes forth naturally is a sense of your true self. And so that was just an amazing revelation, is that I can be myself in the face of any circumstance, and which is a function of my ability to allow for whatever is arising in my consciousness, and then see where that leads me to. So there is more that I will say about this later in the town hall, and this is how this developed, is in what I call the awareness method. Okay, so the issue that we are dealing with here is the entrapment in a self that is not your true self. So most of, so I'm clicking here something that, so that experience that I had, and then I started practicing that and making note in a diary of my experiences. That was extremely interesting. So when you take that on as an experiment, so to speak, or you take the counterintuitive step to allow for whatever is arising in your consciousness, you make some amazing discoveries. And so one of them, that is that most of the problems we experience are when we start to take our thoughts for reality and take decisions either as a reaction to the experience our thoughts create in our consciousness, or take action informed by the limited experience our thoughts give us and take them for reality. You could say that most of our problems are when we find ourselves entrapped in a self that is not your true self. So what I mean by that is that if you look at it, when a thought arises, it actually gives you an experience of yourself. And the truth of the matter is that the experience that the thinking gives you of yourself is not your true self. So have you noticed that when you find yourself in a self-sabotaging thought, and of course that is what this is all about, that trying to get out of it only makes it worse or lead to a sense of overwhelm. You know, we all have had this experience that you're up to something, you got a project, and then there you have this thought that comes up that tells you, well, no, Louis, you can't do this. You're not capable. This is not in your, it will just not go well, or something like that. And when you then interact with a thought like that, you only get wrapped up into it, and you get more of it. So, like in essence, there is no way out. And when you try to solve it, when you react to your thoughts, they only create new problems. So you could say that, in particular, so to speak, that when you find yourself in the middle of it, like in the middle of a thought that you don't like, or that is undermining you, that there is no solution found in the thinking. How to get out of it when you find yourself in the middle of it is the question that we are addressing here. So this town hall is for you if you feel like something is missing in your life, or you feel yourself yearning for more fulfillment. This town hall is for you. Perhaps you're looking for ways to have your entrepreneurship more aligned with your soul, but you don't know where to start. Maybe you're stuck in your business and you're plagued by self-doubt and self-sabotaging thoughts, and you don't know how to move forward and break through this plateau. Maybe you are stuck in your creativity. You experience a writer's block and you wonder how to find inspiration. This town hall is for you if perhaps you have a stable job and are financially secure, but you lack passion and purpose in your work and would like to try something else, but you're afraid of what might happen if you step out of your comfort zone. Maybe you find it difficult to make money doing things that you love, which is a big issue. You may have a passion for something and you're wondering, okay, now I can do this, or I love doing this, but I don't know how to make money with that, how to turn it into a viable product. you might be feeling a pull to make a significant change in your life, or you have a vision that you want to manifest, but you're unsure of the next steps and lack the support to make it reality. Or maybe you are not sure who you are really anymore, and you feel that you've lost sight of your true self and what you want out of life. So if all of this or some of this speaks to you, then you are in the right place. So here's what we are going to cover today in the town hall, is to show you what is possible, how this might work for you, and you can ask me questions at the end of the town hall. And then there's a surprise gift that I will be revealing at the end of this presentation, worth about $1,000, and I will let you know what it is. And there's much more. Okay, so the source of the entrapment. So what I said is that you know, like we live our lives and we kind of get born into our consciousness, or what our consciousness dishes out every moment in your life, and we often have not examined that, or we kind of take that as the obvious, because that is just the way it is. But if you look closer, is that the experience, the thinking gives you of yourself, actually is not your true self. It is, and that is what I will say a bit more about it, is that, and then we get entrapped in thinking that that is what we are, and we would not know how to get out of it and how to be in touch with our true self. So the source of entrapment is found in identifying with the experience of yourself language creates in your consciousness. And it is because language, because of its unique features of grammar, where it creates a subject and a predicate. It creates then therefore a duality of experience. And what I mean by that is, so duality, that means twofold. So there's an experiencer and there is the experienced. So, or there's an observer and the observed. So when you say, I have an experience, there is a subject and there's a predicate. And of course, there's a verb that connects the two. And we tend to identify ourselves with the I that we say is having an experience. So duality of experience defines you as an experience. Language gives you a sense of self that in fact is not your true self. What you are is not an experience. I mean, if you think about it, how is it even possible? Experience is momentary. How can you ever be momentary? And so now, what is true though is that the experience is real, but it has in fact no reality. What is true, though, is that in every experience you are, but you are not your experience. And that is the distinction that I'm making here. Yet that is how you occur to yourself in dealing with the common issues that arise in your life. The truth is that you are not an experience. Now, this is all related to the spiritual dilemma that we are all facing, so to speak, as human beings, is that your true self is unconceivable. It is unperceivable and cannot be defined. Like your true self. You cannot have an experience of yourself. That is impossible. That is to say, you can be aware of being conscious, but you cannot be conscious of being aware. What you are, you can only be. And that is where the issue is. So let me give you this example. If you just go back to a moment in your life where you had, well, let's say, the best experience of your life, you truly felt connected to life, you were just being, you just were. There was not something in particular that you were experiencing. So in this place of being, or being is where you are yourself. There is no object of experience. There's not something that you are experiencing in particular, and there is not you as an experiencer. You just are. So what you are, you can only be. And this idea of where you have an experience of yourself, that is a function of language. And that is what gives you your consciousness. That is what constitutes your consciousness. Now, that's all good, and there is nothing wrong with it. We operate at that level, and without that level, we would not be able even to have this conversation. Where the issue arises is that the experience, language, or the thinking gives you of yourself, that then you identify with, that is not your true self. When you take that as your true self, then you become part of a dynamic that is where you have, where you are not in touch with your true self. And so that is what that is the issue here. So where do you find the solution to your problems? So the solution is found, like, once you find yourself in the middle of an experience, let's say it is a self-sabotaging thought, or it is a self-diminishing thought, or it is a thought that points at the future and gives you a scenario of doom. The way out, there is no way out from within. The way out is to realize that actually that it has no reality. And the solution is found in discerning being from the thinking. The solution is found in knowing your true self. Now, how do you do this? How do you set yourself free from the grip of the thinking that tells you what you are and shapes the experience of your life? Now, let me give you an example. Is that we all have this, is that when you wake up in the morning, you're present to all kind of thoughts. That is my experience. Like, I wake up in the morning, I've got all these thoughts, and some are leftovers of things that people have said to me the day before, or it is a memory of some sort. And some of these thoughts, they may not be very comfortable. So the question is, how do you deal with that? And what you notice is that these thoughts, they tend to shape the experience that you have, and also might set the tone of the day. And so this is where the awareness method supports you in that it is a 3-step process that brings you to a place of awareness that everything you experience in your consciousness is entirely of your own making, and you discern being from the thinking. What you are, you can only be. So what is possible with the awareness method and what is possible when you discern being from the thinking? You become available to life. You have unprecedented clarity. You solve problems from a place of being rather than reacting to the thinking. You become, or you are, effortlessly productive. You have better executional skills. You experience the joy of life. You are happy for no reason. And you experience peace. The outcome of the awareness method is that it lets you see what is real and true in your life. It stops identifying with your experiences, and particularly the experience that it gives you of yourself. And again, once the mind or the thinking catches you in an experience of yourself, there is no way out. You have that experience. And that is where the entrapment is that we, in particular, if it is an experience that we don't like, we try to get out of it, we get more of it. And so with the awareness method, with the application of the awareness method, where you allow for the totality of what arises in your consciousness, that then brings you to a place where you can see it for what it is, which is that basically it was just a thought. And then the next step of the awareness method is that you allow for it in its totality with not having any particular outcome in mind, which then brings you to a place of non-duality, a place of being, where all of this is available that I am now showing to you. Now, this is all through your own experience. So my wife Francesca, she actually said to me, and that there was a word of wisdom, is that the awareness method brings you at the source of your own empowerment. So it's not like anybody telling you what to do or how to see things, but you apply this process that sets you free from what has a hold on you and tends to shape the experience of your life and bring you to a place of just being yourself. So it makes you aware that you are not separate from life. It makes you aware that you are not responding to something external to you. You are in touch with your true self. The benefits of the awareness method are it gives you clarity. Instead of reacting to the thinking, you become aware of solutions that are in keeping with the right perspective. Instead of being wrapped up in the thinking, you become available to life. Instead of trying to get rid of uncomfortable thoughts, you start a journey of discovery and exploration. The awareness method releases you from entrapment in the thinking. It lets you transition from entrapment to freedom and fulfillment without burning bridges, without self-sabotaging, without doing stupid things. The awareness method lets you have control of your life. You no longer are the victim of your circumstances. And then, remarkably, so like what I said is by doing that, by taking that counterintuitive step. I mean, it's so counterintuitive to allow for what you don't like, because it gives you the thinking gives you the impression that it is a reality, and that's why you do not want to allow for it. But when you, so again, take the counterintuitive and very courageous step to allow for it to tell you what arises in your consciousness, you in fact demonstrate to yourself that it has no true reality. And what is so interesting is that it gives you all kind of breakthrough insights. For instance, whatever you experience in your consciousness is entirely of your own making. Nothing you are experiencing is caused by something outside of yourself. You are not responding to a world external to you. You are responding to the experience the thinking creates in your own consciousness. The world, so it says the word, but the world is the effect of what you are the cause of. The world is not happening to you. You are not in the world. The world is happening in your perception. And it allows you to be 100% responsible for your life. Okay. Mark, how are we doing with the time?
We're just on time.
Okay. So now I'm just bringing myself and ourselves back to the screen. I know this was a lot of content. Stop sharing. Oops, I can see everybody. Oh, I can see you all. Oh God. Oh God. So yeah, so now I acknowledge this was a lot of content but this I wanted to share with you the steps in this process. So I like to give the opportunity to, let's say, to who is he? To Yvonne, who actually has participated in our 5-day intensive, and now he is part of a 1-year program, the Authentic Entrepreneurs. So Yvonne, maybe you would like to share what it was like to be part of the 5-day intensive and you know, like how this resonates with you.
Okay, how much time do I have, Mark? Just kidding. You know me, I my default mode, and Catherine and Natalie knows that, is verbose. I'm going to try to switch on verbose mode to this extent. Anyway, first and foremost, about 9 months ago, what got my attention, I got an email, you know, just from on my Facebook from Dr. Louis. And right off the bat, what got my attention is Jack Canfield testimony, you know, so what Jack Canfield said about Dr. Louis Koster. And that really got my attention. And as I got to attend his training, I got to know him and read of the book. I realized that what pretty much he had done through his own volition, his own experience, was reverse engineer what a lot of people, yogi following Tibetan Buddhist or practice and Zen have been doing over the years, which is the sporting by noticing we're lapdogs of our thoughts, and thoughts control us completely. And so his epiphany, he shared with us earlier about the stuttering thing, and deciding not to take it anymore and decide to absorb the full sound and the fury of the fear and which freed him from the stuttering. Anyway, attending his 5-day training left me with more clarity on my goal and a sense of being less, starting to drop the judgmental at my self-judgment. And since then, over the period of through the mastermind, I find more and more myself confident that the goal I set myself, let's say for now in my air consulting business, of X amount of money by such period of time, a year from now, it's quite manageable, one, and two, I'm not stuck like would have been in the past, stuck in the out, which automatically say, oh my God, it's impossible. And by putting myself in the creative mode, actually the process gets fun. Granted, it takes some time I find myself again and again and again, on the edge. Oh my God, it's not going to work and stuff. And then kicking that, noticing, using the awareness method, noticing that this is just a thought. And most thoughts are like mental births. If you pay attention, as I've been meditating for years, you pay attention, start meditating, sitting on your bed. Next thing you know, it's the thoughts coming and they go. If they come and go. If you don't follow them, they're gone. It's like writing your name on the water. It's gone. So anyway, what I love about Dr. Louis Koster's approach is that he find a way, a shortcut. You don't have to spend years in the Tibetan Buddhist for, the preliminary practice, a thousand prostration, or do a Zen monastery and look at the world for 10 years to get the effect of, I think it's a shortcut to get the effect of regaining control of your life and not following your thought and connect with your true being, which has nothing to do with your thought. Most of the thoughts are like vomit, big vomit, and actually it's being on a sewer. So why should we follow that? We should flush them. Anyway, thank you, Louis.
Oh, you're welcome. Fantastic, Yvonne. So Yvonne actually highlights that being yourself and knowing yourself, that is everything. And once you are in that place, you have the peace to have the right perspective, to see what is next to your business that is appropriate to your circumstances, and that is everything. Is to not be what is it? Well, let's say ruled by the mind that 24/7 gives us information about our life and tells you what is well, how things are. And so that is the dilemma, the issue that we have been speaking to during the town hall, because it is so compelling. What the mind spits out, particularly in the morning when you wake up, it's very compelling. And I'm just very grateful and fortunate, in fact, to have had this speech impediment for so many years, that I was wrapped up in this, well, whatever it was, for me to see that none of that has got any reality, and whatever it told me about myself there was just a thought. It had absolutely nothing to do with my true self. And that is the biggest gift that I could have given to myself, and that is my intention for this town hall, is to give you the opportunity to give you that gift to yourself, that is to be yourself, and which is everything, without having to lock yourself up in a garage for 20 years and do meditation, and then, whatever people do to so to speak, to discover themselves. And that is so interesting, that there's nothing to discover. What you are, you can only be, and it has always been there. But what is in a way is our engagement with the thinking that keeps our attention divided, and then therefore we are not in touch with our true self. And so the awareness method breaks through that in a very, very simple manner, where you set yourself free, well, from your own demons, so to speak, and it puts you on the right track in life. So, okay.
Louis, we should hear from Madeline, because we should hear from Madeline in the last 3 minutes before the top of the hour, because she has to leave at the top of the hour.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, Madeline, please.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, you were just talking about demons, and I feel like that was one of the things I was able to let go of were these demons. Ivan had a business that he was already working, so I think it helped him to speed up what he was doing. And for me, I didn't have a business. I'll say probably for over a year, I've been trying to figure out what can I do that I will enjoy, that will make me happy, that I could also earn money from. And you all might have similar ideas, right? Like, what can I do so I don't feel like I'm grinding every day, right? And pulling my hair out. And with Louis, he just kept saying, like, let these extra thoughts go. I don't know if you all have these extra thoughts, like maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that. What about this? What about that? Like to me, they were like kind of like demons rolling around in my head. And he had me just kind of sit and be and really look at what am I good at and what comes natural to me. So I'm launching something, I might change the name of it, but I'm calling it intentional interior design for people. And what I'm going to do is help people who they have a goal about something. It might be about relationship, or it might be, so far, a lot of people want to run businesses. So I'm helping them with that. So we're creating things in their home to keep that goal in mind. Because how many times have we said, oh, I have a goal, I'm going to lose 10 pounds. Most of us say this in January 1st, right? And by January 10th, we've forgotten it and we're eating some piece of cheesecake or something going, oh yeah. So this idea is keep those goals, solid and have things set up around you to keep you going and checking on people and things like that. So I haven't have all that ironed out yet. I just now have that. But just the fact that I went, oh yeah, let me try that. And I'm testing it on some people and they're loving it. So this wouldn't have happened if I hadn't done Louis' course. And I know what he's talking, it might like sound mystical or whatever, but it really is pretty simple once you get into it. And I think the magic about doing this is you have him also reminding us, okay, remember, we have this awareness method, and then we have all this other things in our consciousness that's talking to us. Where is the real person talking, or is it just these thoughts? So having him with me every day, has been a miracle because it's kept me on the right course. So if you're at all, enthralled in this, I say, do it, do it, do it. It's so amazing. And I've known Louis for a long time, and he just has a magical way of looking at things. I don't know how to explain it, but he really does. And we can all benefit from the way he sees the world. Thank you, Louis.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Madeline. Really, that's amazing. And yes, your business is very inspiring. I'm so thrilled how you are now coming up with this entrepreneurial initiative that now comes natural to you, and you are scheduling meetings, and it's so inspiring. It's fantastic. So
thank you. And I don't know that I would have the courage if I hadn't have done this. So thank you.
You are very welcome. Fantastic. Okay, so that brings me to the next is I will share my screen again. Let me see. So, and that is here. I think we were here. Share screen. Okay, so now what I've given you is the blueprint. And you might have questions like, how does this apply to my situation? So from here, you have two options. You can take this information and implement it on your own, or you can work with me personally to help you get insight in your true self and develop a pathway from where you are to where you want to be. What I'm here offering is a brand new opportunity, which is a 5-day life intensive, from tired and trapped to freedom and fulfillment. And this is what we are going to cover. Day 1 is release from entrapment. So we have been speaking a little bit about that. I mean, I had to kind of condense everything in 45 minutes, which is totally ridiculous. But we get into it. We will further explore that on day 1. Day 2 is know your true self. And so again, we highlighted that a little bit during the presentation here, but on that day you will get a true, you will see the model, the design of the entrapment, how it keeps you away from knowing your true self. And then to find out that you can only know yourself by being yourself. So day 3 is plan your future. We will actually have you set a goal, like a breakthrough goal 1 year from now. That might be like your business. It might be some intention that you have in your creativity, a creative project. It might be in a domain of relationship. And then day 4 is manifesting your life. So once you have landed in this place of being, which is a non-dual reality, that opens up the possibility of actually manifesting your life, because manifesting actually is that is of a non-dual nature. It is that is not of the mind. So day 5 is set your mind right, and this is where we go through all of the assumptions that you have that keeps you from having a clear understanding what is and what isn't, what is true about how you relate to what is arising in your consciousness and what is not. And then one fact, the 5-day intensive is actually 8 days. So day 6, we have questions and answers. So that is a Saturday. Day 7, that is a Monday. We will have a bonus session, and then day 8, which is a Tuesday, that is a final question and answer session. So they are, of course, online, like what we're doing now, with a Zoom call, and it is only for 2 hours from 4 o'clock Eastern time. There's a time difference now. So from 2 o'clock Central Time until 4 o'clock Central Time each day. So day 1, day 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. It starts at 2 o'clock Central Time for only 2 hours. So then, let me see. So, okay, so you wonder how much? Okay, now, when you work with me privately, it costs you about $1,000 an hour. To get through all of this, it will take about 16 hours. So the 5-day intensive would cost you $16,000. Well, so I won't charge you $16,000, not $10,000, not $2,000 or $1,000, or even $500. I charge you $97 for the 5-day virtual intensive. And this is a one-time special offer, which is only for today. Now, you ask yourself, okay, so why are you doing this, Louis? Well, I like for you, when you choose to participate, I like to have, like what Madeline does is to give me testimony or to share about the 5-day intensive and the value that it has. Like your success story. That is what I'm interested in. More than everything else, my why, like why I am doing this, is to spark awareness. I'm clear that when people are aware of their true self, that they are in a better place to thrive and to be a contribution to their community and well, to their families, and that really is why I'm doing this. So you get a bonus when you sign up for the 5-day intensive. Then I send you a free copy. If not already, you have a free copy of the book New Life, Being Aware of Your True Being. And then, so the catch is that the spots are limited, and that first come, first serve. Now, the good news is that, the good news is that, that you get, that is a 100% money back guarantee, that if you don't like it, if you participate, you say, well, this is not for me, then you get your money back. I mean, there is no problem with that. So there is a fast action bonus that I offer, and that is that if you sign up in the next 15 minutes, what I offer you, that is a 60-minute one-on-one call, where you can bring up any question, issue that you have, and then we can have a conversation about that, and then we can address it from a place of the awareness method, how you could bring resolution to the issue, well, that is on your mind. So that is a value of $1,000, and I promise you that I would offer you at the end of the town hall. That is when you sign up in the next, so what is it, Mark? 10 minutes? Or 15 minutes?
15 is what you said.
Okay, so 50 minutes, right. Okay, so now if you sign up, click this link. You can do it now. So that is louiskoster.com/intensive. And if you do it in the next 10 or 15 minutes, then you have this bonus of having like a 1-hour conversation with me that you can schedule with me on your own time, and then we go with that. So I will show you for a moment this page. Let me see. Let me just get out of here, and I will share with you the page that you will land on. That is this page.
I put the link in the chat for anybody.
Okay, that's fantastic. So basically, yeah.
There is a question from Kathy is she can't make the one day of the 5. Is there a recording?
Yeah. So Kathy, there is no problem at all. I would say the most important day, that is day 1. If you can't make it on one day, no problem. We have a recording that we will post in the Facebook group, and then you can just watch it like your own time, and basically that you don't miss anything. So that is not at all a problem. So here is the page that you will get with louiskoster.com/intensive, and then how you sign up. So here also is a description of day 1, day 2, know yourself, day 3, plan your future, day 4, manifest your life. So you can check it out, set your mind right. And again, here, and then when you use a button to register, it brings you to the place where you can sign up. Okay, so
And Mary, it starts on November 18th.
yeah, it starts on the 18th, and so that is a Monday, and then so the Friday of that week, that I think, let me see on the calendar, that is the 22nd, and then we have on the 23rd, which is a Saturday. You don't have to attend, but that is a question and answers session. Then again on the 25th, that is a Monday, where I then offer a bonus session, which will be a special topic. And then Tuesday, the 26th, that is the final day of questions. So like that. Okay, I will stop sharing this. You've seen this. So now, are there any further questions? Let me see. So Mark, you sent me a message, I think.
Nope, no other questions.
Okay. So do you have any questions about the logistics of the 5 intensive? Like anybody? So it's just a Zoom call, 2 hours. And so basically the content of what we spoke about today, that will be further explored during the 5-day intensive. And my promise is that you leave the 5-day intensive with a project, which is like a breakthrough result 1 year from now, that you are committed to accomplish, and that you have the tools to bring you from where you are now to where you want to be. Okay. So anything else that you would like to add to it, either Mark or Yvonne?
Okay. Basically, I want to re-emphasize the fact that for me, one of the main wins from being on your program, the 5 days, is quite a lessening of the self-judgment and more connected with the beingness, and find myself. It's more like in Teflon, you know. The thing does not stick anymore. Because you said, I read something recently that neuroscientists that survival, for the sake of survival, we're scared. Anything of being scared, negative minds, you know, feeling, you know, so whatever, they're afraid of that, they're at the forefront of our mind. Whenever sense, feeling of pleasure, joy, they're very fleeting. So in his particular book, the guy just advised to stretch them a little, to stay a little longer. You have a cup of tea, nice conversation with a friend, you stretch them. Well, I found this program working with you helped me by, again, not falling, by getting off the falling the thoughts windmill. It gave me more opportunities to feel more blissful and more like happy without a reason. And that's, for me, that's priceless.
Yeah. Fantastic. Amazing. Yeah. That is so true. Absolutely. Fantastic. So the link is in the chat box.
Several times. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that is louiskoster.com/intensive, which then brings you to the page that I just showed you. Yeah, so let me see. I'm a roll. Kathy, fantastic. Congratulations. You're still here, Kathy? So
No, I think she left
okay.
shortly after she
Yeah.
sent that.
Okay, that's great. Mary saying there are too many dots after www.
Yeah, I reposted it and sent it to her directly.
Okay, that's good. Fantastic. All right.
Lisa Polium, are you there?
Yeah, so Mary has signed up, Kathy has signed up, and Jill may have signed up.
Jill had to go catch her plane, so she
Yeah.
might not have gotten to it but
Yeah. Okay, that's great. All right, fantastic. So so Mary, Mary Campbell, yeah.
You muted, Mary.
I'm having issues with my credit card, but I'm getting my stuff together.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
yes, but
that is fantastic. So well, that's great. What? So tell me, what was it that spoke to you, that had you sign up? What did you find? Yeah, what resonated with you?
Okay, wait a minute. Let me reply to the credit. Let's see. Did you have? Yes. Okay. So I'm getting messages like, "Did you actually do this?" Yes. Fine. Okay. Messages like to send a message. Messages like.
That's all right. You need to work. Okay. Yeah.
Let me work this out. All right, let me see if that's going to make this go through. And while I'm waiting, I'll tell you. Okay, so much of what you talked about today resonated with me. Years ago, I started a nonprofit organization, having done a lot of transformational work myself. I had a nonprofit organization that focused on transformational programs for people in prison, people who are incarcerated.
Yes.
Men, women, children. And we did a variety of things. We did, I used a book called Houses of Healing out of Boston, and a woman that, and the companion children's book to that, and the Youth Detention Center, which is called Power Source. And what was amazing is I would take the kids through, or take the adults through a situation, and then I would say, I would give them the tools to be able to be in whatever situation they were in, and to be able to change their mind about their perception of it. Yes. So they could have a corrections officer right in their face, screaming at them, and they could immediately think, and we would do something, and they would go to a time then they were on. One prisoner said that she went to a time when she and her husband were on a cruise, and they had and so she would be there physically in one place, but her mind would be someplace else. It really made a difference. So and then we used similar sorts of things as The Secret and a variety of things to have these people, men, women, children, to be able to create something newly. And I was amazed. I was like, oh my God, how are they doing this? And I felt like I wasn't doing as much as they were, and I was teaching them how to do stuff. So this is arriving to me at a perfect time in my life for me to be able to remind myself of the tools that I have known and have taught, and perhaps I'm rusty about, and an opportunity for me to get back in there and take this to another level. So I'm delighted to have this opportunity at an extremely reasonable cost to be able to do this. So thank you, Louis. I look forward to
Beautiful, beautiful, fantastic. I'm so much looking forward seeing you in the 5-day intensive. It will be fantastic.
yes, I think it will be great. There may be some times I have accountability for my grandchildren for running carpools and stuff, but I'll work all that out.
That's good.
Okay.
That's good.
So,
That's good. Natalie, did you sign up?
I did not sign up at this time. I would love to sign up. I had and the reason just being medical, because I had a shoulder injury. I have an MRI tomorrow and I don't know what the future holds.
Yes,
if
yes,
I have surgery or whatnot, but as soon as that's taken care of, I would love to join and really get to the bottom of things.
That's my girl.
That's good.
Yeah.
Then
Thank
I wish
you so much.
You're welcome. And we wish you all the best with,
Thank you.
what
Thank
you
you.
are
Thank
dealing
you.
with. Yeah, wonderful. Maria del Carmen, ¿cómo estás? Ah, she is not responding. Okay, no worries. So well, fantastic. So we are 2 minutes and 53 seconds ahead of time. Amazing. All right. That's fantastic. Mark, did you want to say anything furthermore?
Well, I'll just, I think that Maria was having a problem with translation and understanding. And you might want to have a call with her because she said something in Spanish in the chat early on. And Lucia responded to it by telling her about a Google Translator app. So I think that you might want to give her a call.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Fantastic. Okay, well, so really, thank you I declare this to be complete. Fantastic. I'm so happy that you were here, and thank you, Mary, for signing up. Natalie, I wish you all the best with your health. And yes, I will let you know when it's the next 5-day intensive, and I'm very much excited for you then to be part of it.
Right. Bye-bye.
Okay. Muy bien. Okay.